a lot of designers are still struggling when it comes to pricing, and labor forms part of pricing. If you are not tracking the number of hours you're spending on making an outfit, then there's no way you're going to be able to charge your labor part correctly. And if you are not tracking the number of hours that you're working on an outfit, it simply means you are guessing your prices. I don't want you to continue guessing your prices. I want you to do it correctly. Most times your business is going to look busy because you're always working, but are you really making a profit? You don't know because you're not tracking your labor hours. You'll likely be working a lot of hours, a lot of long hours for little money. You wouldn't know because you're not tracking the number of hours that you're spending on the outfit. One of our students charged 500 Rand for a custom made dress. She ended up making 115 Rand from the entire dress. And the 115 Rand is for labor and it's for profit. So she spent more than 5 hours making an outfit, only to make 115 Rand at the end. That is not even profit. It doesn't even cover the labor, the number of hours that she spent working on that outfit. So it's a bit of an issue. I'm not happy with that, guys. I don't know if you've watched my videos, you know that I do not condone fashion designers working for free. It irks me because we spend so much time making these outfits and it is stressful. We don't even sleep sometimes. It'll pull at you all night getting outfits ready, and only to realize in the end that you worked for 115 Rand. I'd be upset. Honestly, I would be upset. So if you are also struggling with pricing your outfits, then this video is definitely for you. I am also busy working on a fashion pricing calculator for designers to make your lives even easier, so much easier. The calculator is ready. We've had our students in the pricing masterclasses try it out and they are loving it. If you want to join the waitlist for the calculator, I'll leave the link in the description box. Let's get into it. I've got my little notes over here so that I don't forget anything. So if you see me looking down, just know it's because of this paper. Another very important thing that I want us to talk about is labor is not profit and labor is not free. Just because you're the one making the outfit, it doesn't mean you do not charge for the labor, okay? You always need to charge for labor, even if you're the one making the outfit, especially if you're the one making the outfit. In order for you to be able to do all of this, you need to track all the tasks that you need to do from beginning to end in order for you to complete the outfit. So with pre-production, we have consultations, and during consultations, you'll be doing the design work, taking measurements, deciding on fabrics and all those things. We are not going to include that aspect of things in the labor because you should be charging a consultation fee for that. And the consultation fee is essentially for all the pre-production stuff, which is meeting with your client for the consultation, the design work, fabric shopping, all those things, right? Included in your consultation fee. So with the preparation, this is where you draft your patterns and you start cutting the fabric, you're fusing the fabric. Essentially, you're getting the fabric ready for production. You need to write all of those tasks down as well. And then the production part of things now. So with the production, this is where you start sewing, overlocking, doing fittings, first fittings, second fittings, all of those things, preparing for collection, packaging, if you have beading that you need to do, or applique, adding details, all those things, you include them here. After that, you are going to take all these things and you're going to start tracking how much time you're spending on each thing. So for patterns, you're gonna switch on your timer before you start working. Switch on your timer and you're gonna start working on your patterns. If you do decide to take a break in between, stop the watch, do whatever else you need to do, get back, start the watch again, and start working. And then at the end, you stop your watch and you note down how long it took you to draft that pattern, right? And then for the next phase, which is cutting, you're gonna do the same thing. Start your watch and start cutting. Cut everything, fusing, fabric, lining, everything that needs to be cut, you cut it. At the end of the cutting, you stop your watch, and whatever number you get, you write it down. This is how long it took me to cut these things. And then you're gonna do the next thing, fusing. Start the watch, start fusing. Fuse. At the end, stop the watch, write down how long it took you. So you're gonna do that with every single step. Do this once or twice so that you know that it's accurate, you know. And then once you're done with that, you're gonna tally up all those hours, count them. Okay, it took me this long to draft, this long to cut, add everything up, and at the end you're gonna round it off. Oh, okay, it took me, let's say the calculator says it took you 7 hours and 36 minutes, you know. You're just gonna say it took you 7.5 hours, or you can say 8 hours. Please do not include the times where you are scrolling on social media or you are taking a break to do whatever. We are only going to calculate active work. So the actual work that has everything to do with the making of the dress, nothing else. I want you to concentrate, you know. Don't try multitask, at least for the first time when you're trying to do this, so that you know you're doing it correctly. Now we're gonna move on to the next step. The reason why I want to teach this is because I'm also working on the calculator, and it's gonna come in handy. If you don't know how to do this, then the calculator part of things is also not gonna work for you. Then we are now gonna move on to step 2, which is setting your hourly rate. And in order for you to be able to calculate your labor cost, you're also gonna need the rate, right? So with the rate, what you're gonna do is you're gonna determine how much you want to make per month as a designer. This is your salary. Now, how much do you want to make as a salary in your business? Let's say, for example, you want to make 20,000 Rand as a salary. What you're gonna do is you need to determine how many hours in a month you are able to work. Realistically, don't any extra hours, that's fine, but like realistically, how many hours are you able to work? Let's say you work 9 to 5 on a daily basis. That is 8 hours of work Monday to Friday. And then let's say for the weekend, for example, you're able to just put in 5 hours of work every weekend. That is going to be 45 hours of work per week, which you are going to multiply by 4, because there are 4 weeks in a month. So you're going to say 45 times 4, and it's going to give you 180 hours. Once you get your 180 hours, you're going to say the 20,000 Rand that I want to make as a salary divided by 180 hours that I'm able to work in a month. And it's going to give you 112 Rand. So this would then be your hourly rate. So now when you calculate your labor for a particular dress, you say, okay, this dress takes me 8 hours to make, and my hourly rate is 112 Rand. So you're gonna say 8 times 112, however much that is. It has to be what? Oh, let me calculate it. Sorry. So your labor is gonna be 896 Rand. That is just the labor. So on top of the 896 Rand, you still have to add the material. You still have to add all the other costs. Yeah. So yeah, and then you also still need to make a profit after that. And this is gonna help you, because if you have other people working for you and they are the ones working on the outfit, then you'll have money to pay them, and from the profit you'll still be able to pay yourself. Might not be the 20K, but at least you're making a profit, right? So I would say a good starting point for labor is, I would say, 70 Rand. So if you're still in the early stages of your journey, you can use 70 Rand as your hourly rate. And then as you grow, as your skills get better, as your clientele starts to understand the value that you have to offer, then you can start increasing your labor hourly rate, right? So yeah guys, that is the video for today. I just wanted us to get into the labor part of things. I am busy working on a pricing calculator for fashion designers. So this calculator is going to make calculating your outfits very easy. I really want to simplify your lives. So yeah, it's going to help you. All you're going to do is punch all the details in and it will do the calculating for you. We've had our students in our fashion pricing masterclasses try our calculator out and they are loving it. It's ready. I am just busy with the final finishing touches. I'm also adding another element to the calculator that I feel like will make your lives even more easier. Like, you're gonna love this calculator. You're gonna need this calculator. Even if you already know how to price, it might still come in handy because of the other extra elements that I'm adding to it, you know. So yeah guys, I'll see you on the next one. Adios.